Welcome, Stich Witches! Welcome, Stich Witches, to the very first live show. This is, or at least the first book live show. Today we will be discussing the Vampire Knitting Club. And I'm very excited about it. For some reason, the hood is not staying on as well as it was previously. And I don't know what happened and what I did wrong. So we'll see if I can do this with the head on full time. I don't know. It's not as good as the first time, is it? So we will be discussing the Vampire Knitting Club spoiler-free first, and then we will dive in. Spoilers. First we will talk about the atmosphere, the vibe of the books, and we will talk about the characters, and then we will be trying to do the plot spoiler-free. But that is usually the time in other book clubs that I cannot do it spoiler free anymore, and we have to switch. So yeah, that's where we're at. Today is also the day that we will be deciding if we want to continue with this series or choose a new book. If we're wanting a new book, that is going to be chosen today too. Because I need to make the next announcement what we're making in November, which it is already half done, as well as in December. So I feel like since we chosen a scarf, we still have time enough. But I would like to make a video what you need, what you might need to consider, blah blah blah, all the stuff. So let me put a poll in immediately and see if we want to continue. Do you want to continue this series for the book club? Yes. No. And also let me know in text how did you like it? What did you rate the book? Hello Kate, welcome in, welcome. Hello Larissa, welcome. Hello Alina, I have a chapter and a half left, mute me. Finish the damn book. So you have had the reveal. Right? Or is that the half chapter? I'm not sure. If there are 1 or 2 chapters after it. Hello, I've had this open since last night. In case I forgot, I hear you talking. I love that. Thank you. I love it. Me trying to put it on in mirror image isn't also not helping. Just FYI. I think before starters, it really annoys me that the British characters use American terms like sweater instead of jumper. Alright, if you're from the UK, I can definitely feel that. It feels late on the part of the author, but other than that, I've loved it. It is an American author. So, yeah. It does, I can see where it's coming from. I'm giving it 3 stars. The writing was easy to read, like a little snack. It definitely felt like a snack book to me, but a good snack. Yeah, I had the review. Alright. Good to know. I loved it. 4 stars. I was also thinking, I'm not sure if I wanted to do 4 stars or 5 stars. And basically, I had such a good time with this book. It's not perfect. And I don't think it has to be. I think in this genre, you want an easy, fun book. that you can just read in between. In this case, preferably knit or crochet with while you're having a good time. And that is exactly what the book did for me. I loved it. I really enjoyed the vibes. I enjoyed the sarcastic parts. You know, the taking a bit of a stab at the whole vampire genre. Was it predictable? Yes. Did I mind with this genre? No, I do not. So, although it wasn't perfect, I'm like, why? Should I give it a 4? Because it hit every single note for me. I love the vampires. I love the knitting club. I love the knitting shop. I love the main character. I love the mystery we had to solve. I know it's not perfect, but I had such a good time. It immediately wanted me to read the other books in the series. So, am I really not going to give it 5 stars just because? Because it was hitting all the right spots for me. So, I think I'm just going to give it 5 stars. And this might be a right book at the right time moment thing, but I loved it. I loved it. That annoyed me too. Yeah, I can see it. I can see that happen. You know, honestly, I was just reading this for vibes. It had all the vibes. And nothing else bothered me. I don't know. I apparently gave it 2.75 stars. I know, it was fun and I'll definitely continue. Yeah, I would definitely continue. I kind of was annoyed that I could not continue immediately. Otherwise, I would have probably finished the second book by now. And if you don't know, the climate change challenge weekend is this weekend from Barbara. And I will be doing reading sprints immediately after this live show for it. And I enjoyed this book so much that I've not been wanting to read anything. So I am starting the Witches baking series today. I have been baking cookies all day and I'm now going to knit. And I feel like I need that series right now. Because if I start the second vampire book now, I can only do that if you guys vote on not wanting to read it. Because the live show will be in January. So I will forget. Otherwise, and that is annoying to me. I think this is the... It doesn't matter. It was nice to listen to while crocheting. It was perfect. You know, it was predictable, yes. But that was part of why it was easy to listen to. The writing was, I don't want to say, you know, boring or dumb or whatever. But it was easy writing. So I could listen to it easily. And I think that is perfect for this. This is exactly... yeah, I don't know. It's exactly what I wanted. I know it's not perfect. It's not, but I enjoyed it. Not quite a 5-star for me, but only because it was so short. So a bit too easy solving it, and the terms are as already. Yeah. I honestly think that every cozy mystery I've ever read, I felt it was too easily solved. I think that is what you get in this whole, you know, a non-professional sleuth is trying to solve something. But from all the cozy mystery, it is not a lot. I haven't read a lot of cozy mystery. But from all the ones I've read, this is my absolute favorite. And that is purely based on vibes. This is such a... I honestly think this is a me-coded book. It is set in a yarn shop. Yes. Love it. It has vampires. Gonna love it. The main character is kind of sassy. Gonna love it. There's a cat familiar who's also kind of sassy. Gonna love it. The grandma. You all know I love sassy grandmas. There is so much in this book that I love of an instant. And it all came together in a very easy, very enjoyable book. So I decided to not nitpick. Just give it 5 stars. Because it was, the right book at the right time for me. Oh, nice. Thank you. I just finished the video. And I'm quickly gonna put in the other intro for my knitting and crocheting channel too. So I don't forget. There we go. It is now saving again. Sorry. Sometimes particularly it's comforting, especially if you're having a... I think that was it. Yeah. I think this is a very comforting book to me, and this is gonna be my comfort series. Yeah, I think that you nailed that. The writing was readable. Yeah, that was what in my mind too, and I was like, please do not say the writing is readable. And then I did not know how to describe it in an not bitchy way. Hello, Lila. How are you doing? I will be not chatting very much about the book, but listening to your thoughts. That's all fine. I don't know if you still want to read it or not, but I will warn for spoilers, so you should be saying. Love the teenage vampire and looks like... Yes. Yes to both of them. I did listen to the spin-off one. Well, first I'm confused which was which. Fair enough. It is good that you said that. I was very lucky, and I saw the original one as that cover was the first one I saw. Otherwise, I would probably have done it wrong too. But I think I want to read the spin-off after this whole series. So that's why I chose to do the witch's baking one. The crema, I too love it. The crema was everything. So moving on to characters. Grandma. Love her. She's so comforting. She's so cute, but she is also stern. Like she can take very good care of herself. And then, she does not care about all the vampires and stuff. I think that is really cute. The vampire man is a very typical vampire to me. So that is very funny. Then we had the lovely, lovely vampire ladies who made her sweaters. Which was that was such an adorable moment for me. I really, really enjoyed the vampire humor overall. It was just my thing. And the references that are made, it was so fun. And then we obviously had the vampire teenager. That was hilarious to me. And then the comments about, being stuck in your very uncomfortable teenage years forever. Was very, very funny to me. I did love Knox, the cat. However, I don't think we have seen everything from the cat yet. They keep talking about the familiar and the powers, but have we seen them? Because she is obviously highly intelligent. She does know who to trust and not, and she thought, she comes with for protection and stuff. But I have a feeling she's capable of way more that she just refuses to show currently. So I like Nox. I am sort of glad she doesn't talk, and at the same point I'm sad Nox doesn't talk, because I do like talking sassy familiars, and she would be sassy. So I wouldn't mind if she had a voice. So yeah. ASMR typing. Sorry. Oh, you already read it. Then it's good. I just saw a story during where they described what they were storing as household goods, bitch. So maybe I'm a little sassy today now too. Yeah. It happens. I love how they are all like, yeah, of course we need it. The whole, yes, we need thing. And then how you mean what we're doing? We're knitting. Like, the speed that they knit with. Incredibly jealous making. I would like that knitting speed. Thank you very much. If I could get that would be great. But then also them making fun of themselves that they have all the time in the world to finish the projects. That is also funny to me. And I really, really like that, at some point we were investigating a murder. This is what usually happens in these type of books. There is some murder and some non-detective has to solve it, preferably with a hot detective next to it. And she was thinking about it, right? And she was like, oh yeah, well, Sherlock Holmes, like the not the Backstreet Boys. That is something. The Baker Street Boys. And she was like, oh yeah, I have blah 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 Street Immortals, and I found that so funny. And I really love the moment where she got into the Vampire Knitting Club and see all the vampires knitting, and some things are falling in place for her. And then Lucy is starting to ask questions. And one of the vampires gets so mad. And then, she really has to reel it in because she is so fast being a vampire. The cat is so sassy. So I would like that. I don't know. I think I would like if they talked. If the cat could talk, I think I would like that. I finished, please. Then we continue. Well, the poll currently says we do. Yeah, the poll does tell us we do. So I'm very glad with that too. Unfortunately, though, we do a live show bi-monthly. Or, no, this was supposed to be October. Maybe we could do it in December, but obviously I feel like it is January, is it not? So we could do it. We could do it in December. But it's a lot then in December. Just not gonna lie to you. Because I still need to do film the announcement for Down the Rabbit-a-thon. I'm not very inspired to write a script right now, so I've been struggling with it for days, and I really wanted this to be a fun announcement. And I have so many costumes ready, but I think it's gonna be a very standard, very, kind of boring announcement with just the facts, because I really need to get it going, and I'm too busy with the whole gluten-free baking and trying to knit things for Christmas gifts and stuff like that. And then going back to work, that in increasingly, increasing every so often. So I just found that this week, although the work went well, and obviously I had a lot of energy today to do stuff, during the week it is less. So I do not have the mental capacity to really think of a fun script now. But yeah, in December we will have Alice with a Y as a book club or a group book for the readathon. If you guys want to, I promised last year that we could do the second book in the Stepfather Christmas series in December as the countdown book to read together for the Pinch of Mischief book club. And then we would also have the Vampire Knitting Club in December. So let me know your thoughts on that. Ever got the time? Oh my god, sorry. No, it's fine. It's fine. We just vote on if you want to continue the book. So I see you have voted too now. Thank you. That was my only question. Please do that. The cat is amazing. Yeah, I love the cat. The cat is good. Nox is good. I love this book in the prequel and I want to continue for sure. Yeah. I love this book and then I immediately started the prequel because, if you guys wanted to continue, I was not allowed to start the second book. Yeah, I'm hooked. So I'm very glad you all wanted to continue too. The Witch Life is not planned. But it was October, so it would be December. So that would actually be at the end of December. We could also make it start of January. But it was September and October's. This one just took longer. Because I have been sick and they kept stacking. But yeah, the next Stichwitch live for the book should be in end of December. And I hope to do the live for starting the project and asking questions at the end of November. But I hope I can film the announcement tomorrow, as well as the announcements for Down the Rabbit-a-thon, because that is filming during the week now is very hard, and then this weekend is so packed full of things to do. So I underestimated that once more. But it is way later. It is already 2 weeks later than I wanted for both of these. So they have to be out, and that's why I think you're just gonna get a very easy, very basic announcement, and I'm sorry. But it's just, I just need you to give you the information and not come in every single costume I own. That is involved. Or that could get involved. Have loads of fun, Alina. That sounds great. I will put it on the Discord too. Yeah, it's just that in January will be the Pinch of Mischief book club. And then February is the other Stitchwitch movie. So we will have to see how it goes with the holidays. But I'm kind of motivated to read this, and it is very, very easy to read, especially since it is an audiobook. So this one is not going to be the problem. And then Stepfather Christmas, we're going to do a chapter a day then, if people want to. I do not know what the reaction was, or if I asked clearly enough on the Discord, if I'm honest. Bye, Lena from Kane. And then we have Alice with a Y. That is probably going to be in January, because you have the whole December to read that book. You have for the readathon, and the readathon is going to be whole of December. So Alice with a Y is probably going to be in January. Yeah, that's what I thought. I would also really like to read that. And then maybe Alice with a Y can be the Pinch of Mischief book club for January as well, if people cannot get to it in December. But it is the group book for the readathon, so it will be in the start of January. I'm not gonna wait until the end of January. I'm reading the Lipinski one for Game Nightathon, so it would be fun to read together. Yeah, I would love to. I think I put something on Discord, but I'm not sure. I don't think I've put it anywhere, easy to find. So I will put it in the Discord again today. So should we just go spoiler free? Because the synopsis Judith was that we do love it. I tend to love it the most. I gave it 5 stars. Is perfect? No. People pointed out that although the characters are from the UK, they use US terminology, and that bothers some people, which fair enough. Also, the mystery was quite easily solved, so that was one of the points people pointed out, which fair. I decided that I was not bothered by any of it, because I had such a great time. It was just the right book for the right time. It is a Denise coded book. It's in a yarn store with vampires. If, we're doing spoilers, I can tell you. The other thing that I obviously really enjoyed, but it's kind of, not mentioned in the synopsis, so I don't want to spoil it for you. But yeah, we got anywhere from 2.75 up until my 5 stars, but the most of you were like 3 or 4 stars. You talked about it before, so I could not find it easily, so I will ask again somewhere, where it makes sense. But I gave 4 stars, I think. Oh, that's good. But I did really love it, just, and the end game part of the story was epic. Let's go into spoilers. Look, if you're gonna give me a book in a yarn shop with the vampires and witches, I'm gonna be a happy girl. The moment that she learned, Lucy is trying to solve the mystery, right? And she goes to the Vampire Knitting Club for the first time to finally get some answers. Sees the fucking doctor there that told her granny died peacefully, which she did not. Her grand's sitting there with all her, vampire friends. They're just very easily, very relaxed, knitting. She has this whole basket of vampire tools. That was hilarious to me. Also, her telling her, I don't know if this is actually worth anything, because it is just, all I know is from movies and books, so I don't know if it actually works, but... And then one of the vampires being allergic for garlic, and all the other vampires feeling it don't make a big deal of it if it's not that big. that is very funny to me. And they were all sitting quietly knitting, and Lucy obviously has a lot of questions, so she, is eager to get started. And when they finally start, she got to hear that she has a power, and she's like, yeah. No, I do not have time for this. I cannot be distracted by this one. So she ignores it, which I find very, very hard to do. And then her and, grandma training that same evening in the yarn store, trying to get all the yarns back in their proper positions with magic. And just running like, just have a little fun, rearrange first, and then all the magic comes out. I love it so much. It was so much fun to me. I gave the prequel 5 stars. Oh yeah, no, I gave the prequel 4 stars. But I really enjoyed that one. All the characters so much, and I can't wait to read more about. Yeah, I am, like you said before on the Discord, that this does feel like a startup book where you get to know everything, but nothing in depth. And I do think that is true. So I'm very curious to see more of the characters and get to know them better too. Especially the kitten, Nox. I don't think we have seen, like, she's a familiar. That's clear. And she's obviously very intelligent, but they keep talking about, she's not a normal cat. She has powers. And I'm not sure if the intelligence and walking everywhere with her, trying, to save her, get the vampires when she's, almost unalived. If that is the superpower, or if there's more to Nox. Yeah. So I'm curious about that. Just the wooden knit needles are the wooden knitting needles were so funny too. Yes. And then sharpening them, and then Nox looking at. I don't know about this. That was very, very funny to me too. I also adore the kitten. Yeah, the kitten. Yeah. Looks is great. I like to organize my yarn with my right. That would be so helpful. And then if I could have the yarn organizing magic and the vampire knitting speed, I would be set. Set for the afterlife. I would dig it. I would dig it so hard. I would not have to worry about all the gift knitting I want to do. I could just do them all. If you can knit a sweater in a night, but how cute was it? That she woke up and the vampire were like, oh, have so much fun on your first day. Good luck, love us. And then they put a sweater there. I think that was so lovely. And I love that everybody adored the sweater. And then they had to find patterns and the yarns, because, she obviously used yarns from the store so that they could use it as a tool to promote stuff. I thought that was so cleverly done and so fun. And then the vampire being so happy that everybody loved it and that they could not find a pattern because she made it. She thought of it out of her head. And I can feel that pride, and it was really funny to me. I would love to have that magic so I can tidy everything up. Yes, that would be so great. We can make all the things. We do not have to make decisions anymore of what we're gonna leave out because we can't do anything. No, we can't. I would love when she first got Nox and went to the shop for some food, and Nox shook her head at the cat food and nodded at the more expensive fish. Yes, right. Such a cat thing. Yeah, I love it. I love that too. Yeah, Nox was really funny. It's just so nice that she got all the nice sweaters. Yeah, the sweaters, I found that so lovely. What I've really enjoyed from this book is that you have this very stereotypical thing from vampires. They're scary. They will drink your blood. The most dangerous things in the night. And they're definitely, they can be bookworms because they can be intelligent and well read through the agency, but they will definitely not need. And they were very wholesome, very heartwarming knitters. And I think that was funny. And then they obviously in the book, specifically Lucy, made a lot of jokes about that, as did the vampires by themselves. So yeah, that was just so funny to me. And then with all the cozy knitting and crocheting vibes and the running the yarn store, I really enjoyed that. Wonder if next pose was something to do with the shiny hairball she did. Yeah, I think so. That is a huge thing. Why I already had the feeling that we did not see her full power. And then that happened in the end, and I was like, oh yeah, definitely not. We definitely did not see her full power. And I did really like the family thing. I did like that, or I didn't like that they were trying to steal it. It would have been fun if they could just be nice about it. But then I love that Lucy wanted to confront them, and they just, she just never mentioned that Grandma would be upstairs. And that was obviously a shock for them. Fair enough. And then they had to do the ritual, which, was very clear who was gonna get it and how from the start, but I still enjoyed it. I don't know. This is just not a book that I was very concerned with the details. And I get you that it was a bit too easy. And, some details maybe did not added up correctly, but I just had such a good time. And then the whole den underground, and then just casually seemed like, yeah, we told you we had a lot of time for projects. This is what I thought. And then just randomly, hanging it from Go there. That is funny to me too. Yeah, and the teenager. And then her getting grounded because she left earlier because Lucy told her so. That was so unfair. And then obviously Grandma was gonna fix it, which was cute again. So yeah, overall I just really enjoyed it. I think I like the reference to Sherlock Holmes and stuff like that. I don't know. I like when books do that. It makes them feel grounded in literature, and I think that's really funny. Yeah, me neither. And also, I feel like every cozy mystery I've read has been predictable. And it was just funny enough and cozy enough for me to, just have fun with it. I was to listen while working with yarn. Yeah. Yeah, so I can't wait to do that again. It will happen in December. One of you has voted that we will not continue. I am very, very sorry. But 80% will. And, we will keep voting for it. I can imagine that, after a few books, some of us might get tired of it. So we will keep voting after every book. But as long as you guys want to continue, we will. And it is a 16 book series. If not more. So I'm sorry if you do not want to continue, because we might be at it for a while. Sometimes you need a book to shut your brain off, even though it's a miss. Yeah, and this worked. That is a good description, Larissa. It was definitely a welcome distraction. I can imagine. And it's not too complicated that you really have to think about it. You can basically just listen to it with your brain off. And that sounds mean. I do not mean it like that. That is a very comforting book to me. If I can listen to it with my brain off. It is. We started late. And the 4th book is a Christmas book, so we're probably gonna read the Christmas book in summer. I'm sorry, guys. Also, there is a series, The Vampire Book Club, by the same author, just saying. On Storyteller, currently 70 books. One is the prequel, so 16 books. So we are gonna be here for a while if people do not want to continue. I'm sorry. We will. But I think that's it for this live show. I think we can just go into the reading sprints. I made another link for that. Let me find it. Unless you all want to say something, obviously, then you feel welcome to do so. Yeah, we could do 2 at a time. If people want to, that is an option. They are pretty short. Thanks for hosting, no problem. These are the reading sprints. As soon as I finish this, I will start that one. So it's, give me 2 minutes. I don't think that even. But that is the link. Otherwise, it's going to take you. Yeah, no, it's. You know what? The thing with this big series is that some people are gonna be done with them at some point. So I don't think we will be reading all 16 books together. If I'm completely honest with you, I think a lot of people will be done at book 4 or 5. We cannot read we cannot read the Xmas one during holiday season because it's the 4th book. That means we have to do 3 books next month. And that also means that I have to remember all 3 to talk about it while we also read Stepfather Christmas, and I host Alice in Wonderland Readathon that also has a group book that I intend to read in December. The live show will probably be at the beginning of January for that one, but so that would make me read 5 books for book clubs in 1 month, and that is too much for me. I can't promise that. So if we start doing the second one, 2 at a time now, it will be the 2nd and 3rd, and then the 4th will be in February. So that is after Christmas. Yeah. No, it's the 4th. It's the 4th. Yeah, 3 is just it's too much for me, especially since actually next month I kind of only want to read Alice in Wonderland retellings, and I'm already reading a vampire book and a Christmas book. So yeah, normally it might not be as bad because they're short, but I'm really struggling to remember this book and I read it a month ago. My memory is not. Yeah. That's where I'm getting concerned, because I'm pretty sure that at some point these books are going to all be the same and all be one blur together. So if I read 3 books in this series in 1 month, I will not be able to tell you which book we are talking about. So then if people only read the first, they cannot join because I don't know which one I'm talking about anymore, or if they only read the first 2. And I feel like that is just not as great. but I have a feeling that by book 6, not, the votes might be 50-50, and we can just continue with a small club reading these books and talking about them, and then start reading other books for the Stich. I think that is how it will end up being. If we did multiple, I think I take in those. Yeah, I should, but that's also not gonna happen in December, because I will be knitting and crocheting while listening to these books, because I want to make a lot of gifts. So yeah, that is it. Specifically now with my brain, I'm going back to work, and so I can't really do it well. And since I feel kind of, looking for the words. It's my job to keep this talk going, right? And talk about those books individually. That's why you're all here. So I would like to do a good job of that. Or just have the Discord discussion so you can put spoilers. Yeah, I think that is what's going to happen when we get further in this series. Because people then are just gonna, usually when you read series together, the further you get in, the less people join. So, yeah, we'll see how far we get, but we will continue together in the Discord when most of us do not want anymore. We can absolutely do that. That is not a problem. I will finish this series. But that's it for this. This is the link for the sprints are in chat, so feel free to go there. I will put it in Discord as well. And I'll see you over there.